Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. It's the weekend, which means only one thing: it's time for that weekly news roundup. As always, we will begin with FPGA gaming news, the MiSTer, the Analogue Pocket, and any other FPGA gaming news out there that is worth reporting. After that, we will move over to some random and retro gaming news. Timestamps have been made available, so use those to navigate your way around the video. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, guys, then a subscription and a like is super duper appreciated. Don't do it for me, do it for FPGA gaming. If you want to support the channel further, I do have a Patreon set up, and don't forget to check out the sponsor of the weekly news show, MiSTer Add-ons, an absolutely awesome family-run store that'll take care of all your MiSTer needs. And the final thing, check out Free Play City, London's best arcade. It's the weekend and we got a JT Friday late last night. It was so late I was actually sleeping when it dropped, and guess what? Sometimes it's nice to wake up in the morning to a pleasant surprise. So what is this game? This game here is a game called Sky Kid Deluxe. It was made in 1986 and it is part of the JT Thunder core. The core that supports the game Rolling Thunder, a game we had a look at a couple of weeks back. Now, some of the development updates saw JOTEGO and his team have fixed the the PCM sound pitch. To talk a little bit about Sky Kid, fly, roll and drop bombs. Pick up the bomb to start your mission, but be careful. Once you're carrying it, your roll becomes the drop button, fly high to recover when hit, and yes, you can play 2 players simultaneously on this game. Just a couple of technical facts about this game. So this runs on hardware similar to Rolling Thunder, hence why we've got this as part of the core, but this doesn't use the second CPU. It's the second CPU just sits there in an infinite loop. The background uses 4 colors, not 8, and it's powered by the M6809 CPU, which was a favorite of Namco's in the 80s. Now, in regard to me personally with this game, because if you are a regular on the channel, you know I get really excited about arcade games. I'm definitely excited about this, but this isn't something that I played in the arcade. But here's the funny thing, some of my friends, some of my FPGA gaming friends, they speak so highly of this game. So I know this game is special to a lot of people. They played it in the arcade, and this is something that many people had on their wish list. And again, this is what's amazing about the MiSTer. We get arcade cores from lots of different arcade eras, something for everybody, and that's what's amazing about JOTEGO and his team. Just the cores that they tackle, right? You know, one time it'll be an older core, another time it will be a newer core. But I'm really interested if you actually played this in the arcade. Was this your jam, and what was the scene like at the time? So this is currently in beta, so yeah, you would need to be a Patreon supporter in order to have access to this course. So yeah, if you're a beta subscriber, make sure you run Update Tool. By the way, this is the MiSTer version running. Haven't played it yet, but I did run Update Tool and everything is working exactly as it should be. The guys over at Amiga Vision have done it again. They have updated the Amiga Vision frontend that works in conjunction with the Minimig core for your MiSTer FPGA and the Analogue Pocket. Well, the port of the Minimig core for the Analogue Pocket. Don't believe me? Have a look at how beautiful this frontend is. The way they've put everything together, they've put it in by genre, by title, by charts from different Amiga organizations, magazines that have chosen their best games, and everything's just there. Want to play 2-player games? No worries, there's a category for that. I mean, look how good it looks. I forgot a lot of the games I enjoyed and played on the Amiga, and when I see the screenshots, the nostalgia just runs straight in. So if you want to get this up and running and you want a hand with that, not an issue. PCN has got you covered. I've got a couple of tutorials on my channel. I did one last night for the Analogue Pocket, and I did one yesterday afternoon for the MiSTer FPGA. So if you want to get these up and running with extreme ease, then yeah, check out those videos. I'll leave a link to those in the description. These are relevant whether you are upgrading from an older version or just installing it for the first time. And the Amiga Vision website, yeah man, everything you need is there. If you need a hand, the videos are there, but definitely try out the Amiga. Whether you had one or not, it's a great system to test out. Want to make an announcement here. We have a live stream happening later today. So if you're watching this video as soon as it goes out, definitely check out the stream later. We have Hoffman. If you're unfamiliar with who Hoffman is, not only do they DJ like the best beats out there, but they bring over games to the Neo Geo. What we're looking at here is Shinobi. This isn't the Sega System 16. This is Shinobi running on the Neo Geo. As well as that, they brought over Golden Axe from the Sega System 16 over to the Neo Geo. And as well as that, they brought out Metal Gear for the Amiga, and they've done some work on the MSX as well. It'll be an interesting stream. If you've got any questions about homebrew development, in particular for the Neo Geo, Amiga and MSX, then definitely fire them away. Hoffman will be there answering your questions, and that's me with a credit running and just getting kicked by the dude over there. But hopefully I'll see you guys there tonight. If you're watching this like after Saturday, the stream replay will be up, so definitely check that out. And let him get kicked again. Waya! I was really happy that there was a bank holiday last week, which means I didn't have work, and when I didn't have work and all of a sudden I find out that the Taito F2 core has an alpha that has been released and we can test it out. Well, naturally, I'm going to test it out, and that's what you're seeing in action here. So this is Dino Rex. There's two games that work really well in this alpha core. Other games worked, but there were some graphical glitches, there were some crashes, but nonetheless, we like checking that stuff out. So in this live stream, I pretty much went through every single game on the system, but the two that worked best were Dino Rex, what you're seeing on screen now. This is like the worst brawler out there, but it has some kind of meme loveness about it. And the other game that works really well is this game over here, which is a Final Blow. This game definitely blows, but it's something I played in the arcade. Big sprites, it looked good. Weka Waka is doing an amazing job in how he is implementing this core and bringing it over, and no doubt there'll be more games working soon. In fact, there might even be an update out for it, but Saturday's the weekly news video takes a priority, but I will look into that later to see if there's more games working and maybe do a follow-up video or a live stream. But either way, Taito F2 is coming, and what we're seeing is looking good. Well done, King Jason. A few days ago on the channel, in fact on that bank holiday Monday as well, I released an interview with JOTEGO. So if you want to find out more about JOTEGO's work, what his future plans are, then definitely give that video a watch. It's available on the channel. I'll leave a link to it in the description. And if you want to find out more about CPS3 and what his plans are for that, he talks about that in the interview. So yeah, definitely check that out, and leave me a comment below and let me know what you're most excited about. But yeah, it was an absolute pleasure speaking to JOTEGO. He's one of the best developers out there, and he has brought some of the heavyweight systems over to the MiSTer FPGA and the Analogue Pocket. Other FPGAs too, right? We're talking like Myst and City as well. But yeah, awesome stuff, great interview, and thanks again to JOTEGO for actually attending and giving me the time. The MiSTer FPGA now has borders for the Game Boy Advance. Now this isn't available via update tool just yet for the normal Game Boy Advance core. This is actually working on the new Game Boy Advance core that Robert Pape is working on. I recently shared on the channel, and it's well known around the MiSTer community that Robert Pape is working on a new core, which is going to be a cycle accurate core. It's gonna remove some of the features, but with it, it's gonna bring different features, and one of them now is borders. So the borders here were initially brought by Deneto from Deneto's Design, so thank you very much for that. And if you do want to get borders up and running on the core, I do have a step-by-step tutorial of what you're seeing now on screen available on the channel, so definitely check that out. All links, all the information you need is available on there. You can add the borders manually, or you can kind of mess around or just adjust your downloader.ini file, and when you do that, you can download borders automatically. In fact, I ran update tool before starting this video, and I did notice that it pulled down some more borders. If you're into the cosmetic side and you like wallpapers and you like NFC cards, guys, the scene is just blowing up. Anime Otaku has been on fire. Let's have a look at this tweet from Randy Snice, where he's saying, yes, Anime Otaku is on fire. And have a look at these wallpapers, man. I mean, they're really, really good. You've got like the screenshots on the side. It's almost like you've got the cover, room for the MiSTer menu in the middle. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely love it. So what's this? This is a Power Rangers fighting game, which was reskinned as a Gundam fighting game. And it's actually a lot of fun because I played Anime Otaku online with this, and I was very surprised at what a good fighter this game is. Checking out this one here from Randy Snice. So Which one? Okay, so oh yeah, so this is one done from Really Nice NAM 1975. I did a video on that recently on the actual game, maybe check that out. But yeah, again, amazing. Love all this stuff for the MiSTer. And this one here is done from Anime Otaku for the upcoming JOTEGO Core Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time. As well as that, you're a fan of Metal Gear, well, it looks like Anime Otaku has got you covered because he seems to like Metal Gear a lot himself. Moving on to the next one, and oh, this is the Gundam one. So remember we saw the Power Rangers wallpaper, same game, different skin. And if you want like some humorous one, even Arcade Carrot is getting in on the action with her own wallpapers. I was going to say newspapers. What the heck? Wallpapers. And this one here is Bubble Bobble Tea. Who doesn't like Bubble Bobble and who doesn't like Bubble Bobble Tea? I mean Bubble Tea. So combine the two and you get Bubble Bobble Tea. Let me know which one you like because Karen's asking, do you like A or do you like B? And I kind of have to be honest, I think I prefer B, but I think most people are saying A is better. And if you want NFC cards, Anime Otaku is saying, added lots of new games to my NFC cards GitHub. So if you want to check those out and heading over to his GitHub, you can see there's lots of card designs out there. All these people that bring this design work like Anime Otaku and Really Nice to the MiSTer FPGA, they make an already great system even better. I mean, all this stuff in the background on your MiSTer just looks superb. I wanted to bring this to your attention because a buddy of mine, K, this guy loves Amiga. When he closes his eyes, he dreams Amiga. When he wakes up, he thinks Amiga. And he was like, Pixel, check this out. So check out this video. I'll leave a link to this channel from Protec CBN, where they are saying modern Amiga 1200 build, 100% new parts. And just having a brief look at the description here, in this video, I built myself a brand new Amiga 1200, but with a twist. Everything is new. From the case to the internals, no vintage components here. It's all powered by an FPGA core and built around the Mistress 1200 IL breakout board. This is my take on what's a modern Amiga could be, blending nostalgia with cutting-edge hardware. Whether you're a hardcore retro computing fan or just FPGA curious, like that term, FPGA curious, this is a build you don't want to miss. So again, lists everything down here. Check out this video if you're interested in tinkering and you love the Amiga. And K buddy, thank you for bringing this to my attention. Let's have a look at what is going on with the SuperStation1 and the SuperDock. So Taki Uran here says, we finished the SuperDock MD. By the way, MD stands for mechanical design. So they finished the SuperDock MD today. We moved the infrared sensor to the middle under the DVD drive, moved the eject button to the middle of the lid, moved the snack bypass port, moved the M2 slot, rounded out the S-Video port and added more useful features to the expansion slot. And the reason that I wanted to tell you what MD meant, because my buddy here, Neo Severa, said, what's MD stand for? And I couldn't help it. I had to say Mega Drive. Okay, let's have a look at the next part over here. So Bedroom Ninja here asks, why have you gone with a DVD drive over a CD drive? Will you be able to play DVD movies? And Takiuran here answers, DVD drives are still in mass production and are readily available. You can use the DVD drive for DVDs if you connect the dock to a PC. So that's an interesting feature because how many PCs have I got? I've got a few PCs, right? Different uses, my main rig, a laptop, another tiny laptop that I just ordered yesterday, but none of them have an optical drive. So having a SuperDock just means that if you do find an old DVD and you're like, oh man, I really want to add this to my digital library, you've got the option there. Because I'm interested actually, how many of you guys still have a computer with access to a DVD drive? Because yeah, my last PC that had a DVD drive, I gave away last year to a friend of mine. Moving over to the last one over here, and I did a video on this because this is definitely very exciting. So yeah, Takiuran here says we ported simpler menu plus to Mr. Pi. It's way faster now, FPS reading in the top left corner, and you can just about see it. You can see station written on the back there, and it does look really fast. So it'll be interesting when this is released because the SuperStation looks like it will have a snazzy way to pick games. However, I wonder, I don't think this will be in the MiSTer main. I could be wrong. It might be a core that you need to launch, which will then launch these systems and these games, or it could just boot into that core. I honestly don't know how it's going to look, but from how fast it's functioning here, if this is how it functions on the SuperStation, it's going to be brilliant. And before anyone asks, guys, this is going to be open source, so you can use this on any MiSTer. It doesn't matter where you got your MiSTer from. You got a QM Tech one, you've got a MiSTer Multisystem 2, you've got an original DE10 Nano. Really doesn't matter where you got it from. As long as you're running MiSTer, you can benefit from this. And this is something I'm looking forward to testing out. It's fun. I like the simplicity of the MiSTer, but I also like menus. So I've got multiple MiSTers, so I'll dedicate one to like the snazzy front end, and the other ones can be the minimal ones. But it's nice to see the innovation that Taito is bringing to the MiSTer FPGA scene. This here is a reminder to anyone still looking to get a MiSTer Pi. If you're looking to buy one, then mark the date. Put the date in your calendars, put an alert out there, May the 16th, right? I'm filming this video on May the 10th to go out on May the 10th. So we're talking at the end of the week, you can order one. So grab one, they're going to go for sale instantly. There's no pre-order there. PayPal is going to be available for those of you that don't like using a debit or credit card or have issues when you're trying to order. So PayPal will be an option. So mark that in your calendars, guys. You know, the 16th of May, you may be able to bag yourself a MiSTer Pi if that's something you want. Earlier in the week, my friend got a delivery of one and he's super happy with it, man. Tested it out, really likes it. Another public service announcement here. If you want to get yourself the new MiSTer Multisystem 2, they are available to pre-order and expected to ship in August, right? So where are we? May, June, July, August. So 3 months time if you can wait that long. So having a look at them, we've got two of them here. So this one here, the Analogue system, if you're ordering from the UK, £252, that's including the tax, or $210 without any tax. Now, Haber have confirmed to me that the tariff charges to the USA are 10%, so it might be worth you having a look at this. As well as that, you've got the cheaper digital version if you're not interested in an analog output and you just want to output digital via HDMI, then you can go for the cheaper version, which is 170 ex VAT and £204 including VAT. These are UK prices. If you're ordering in different places in the world, look at the base price, in this case 170, and add whatever your local taxes are. Deliveries is very reasonable as well. It was £16.50 to the USA, and I think in the UK it was like £5 or £6 or £6.50. It was very reasonable anyway. So if you do want to get yourself one, pre-orders are available, and these will be going out in pre-order priority. So the sooner you order, the sooner your unit will go out. So yeah, it's something to consider. Great to have all these options for different MiSTer FPGAs. Oh, by the way, I have to say this looks good. This enclosure here, but you kind of have to add your own screen into it. So if you want to get yourself like a portable MiSTer, you can. It just attaches to the Multisystem 2 and it looks good, but you do need to add your own screen. So you can get the enclosure, add it in there, and take this to the roof party. And I can guarantee you, if you take one of these to a roof party, you will be the coolest person on the roof. Everyone will ignore the Nintendo Switch. Are you a tinkerer? Do you like messing around with electronics and reverse engineering stuff? Well, the PicoROM should be your friend. Martin Donlon, aka Wicker Wacker, the person that designed this awesome item here, is saying, I have some PicoROMs back in stock on my Tindy store, and they were in stock at the time of shooting this video, $28 each plus whatever taxes and postage. So if you want to get yourself a PicoROM without having to make one yourself, they are currently available. MiSTer Organise. Like the name suggests, it organizes your MiSTer. Or it says down here, keeping your MiSTer organized. They have now released their public May the 7th update, and there's lots of changes on here, like a whole bunch here that you can read and go through. And yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's not something I personally use because my MiSTer is messy. I'm always whacking stuff on there, test this, put this on there, take that off there. In fact, I hardly ever take anything off there. But if you're one of those people that want just one game, one ROM, you want the no intro sets, you want everything cataloged correctly, you want all your ROM hacks like in one folder, you want the correct naming conventions, you want aftermarket games to be added into it, this is for you. So check this out. I'll leave a link to this Patreon post. This public version is currently public, but if you do decide to support MiSTer Organise, they are very helpful. You can speak to them directly about features that you want or issues that you are having. It's certainly been a while, and guys, this brings a tear to my eyes. I'm gonna say it and I want you guys to sing it with me. The Analogizer! Oh yeah, I missed that. Right, what have we got here? So, Random Monk 3 released initial Irem M72 core with Analogizer support, based on Marcus Jordan aka Boogerman's port of the core, which is based off an original core by Wicca Wacka aka Martin Donlon. So a lot of people collaborating, a lot of stuff coming out, and guys, play Dragon Breed, man. It is a fantastic game, absolutely love it. And here you can see more of it in action, running on a lovely PVM. We got a little bit of a hammering Harry down there. Great game, seriously superb. Like, try this out, man, absolutely amazing. And what we're seeing over here, let's make this a little bit bigger to show you guys, because I feel like it's been a few weeks that I've not had any Analogizer news, and so yeah, I'm gonna milk the Analogizer today, and I'll probably sing it once more before this video ends. That's Mr. Heli. I think in America it's called Battle Chopper. Really good game. Used to play it on the PC Engine. Obviously the Irem M72 version is the arcade version, and you know, this is the best way for you, or the only way really, to play your analog pocket on an old display. So yeah, Random Monk 3 does a great job. Wow, look how beautiful that looks. Anyway guys, that's all for the Analogizer. SuperSEGA are back. So what are they doing? Right, so nearly died, came back from the dead. I don't know, didn't refund lots of people, took their money, never gave it back, still saying that they're legit and everything's happening. They've got the Asian Silicon Valley place on a lockdown, just lots and lots of facts. But guys, this is comedy gold. Like, so in this latest one here, I mean, I was done making videos, but then this guy just comes out with this stuff and I think, like, what the heck am I experiencing? So he had no money. He had to borrow 15 euros off his mum to attend Retro Barcelona. But when he went to Retro Barcelona, Alejandro sold the prototype to someone, and with the money they got from selling the prototype, they were able to buy, was it 1,000 or 2,000 kilos of food to feed the poor. Borrow 15 euros, feed the poor. I mean, it doesn't get much crazier, man. I've got a dedicated video on the channel about it, but honestly, I strongly recommend that you don't watch it. It is rubbish. Game Bub. Hey Bub, Game Bub, Bub, Game Bub. What is the Game Bub? The Game Bub is an upcoming FPGA handheld, initially to support Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy Color. I kind of said that in the wrong order. I should have said Game Boy Color, then Game Boy Advance. Anyway, I've heard it all different ways. So I reached out to the developer. I asked them, I said, are you porting the MiSTer core over? But no, they did confirm it's their own original cores that they're bringing out. The reason that they didn't port the MiSTer cores or use those is because the MiSTer cores don't play cartridges, and they don't support link cables, and they want this to be able to play multiplayer with other Game Bubs as well as original hardware. So it looks really interesting. What's super interesting is it's completely and utterly open source, and yeah, so if someone else wanted to port some cores over or just use the FPGA for whatever their heart desires, they can. It is fully open source, fully hackable. They're also making a dock for it so you can attach it to a TV and, like, you know, attach controllers to it, Bluetooth or RF controllers. There it is, being linked up to a Game Boy SP. Sounds really interesting. I'm intrigued because I like handheld gaming, and I absolutely love the Game Boy. And I'll always say the Game Boy DMG is the best Game Boy. Let me know what your favorite Game Boy is in the comments, and if it's not DMG, you are definitely wrong, right? I mean, I do like the Game Boy Advance as well a lot, and I like the Game Boy Color, but DMG is king. But this is very interesting. It's always interesting seeing new projects come to the scene. I've got a separate video on this where I go over some of the technical facts as well that I got back from the developer, as well as a developer friend of mine that's not associated with a project, that just had a look at the project and the GitHub and kind of gave me their feedback. Either way, it's very interesting. Anything with Game Boy handheld FPGA gaming has my attention. The Earthion website is up. What is Earthion? Now, where have you been, man? I've been talking about this like for the year, maybe even longer. It's the latest release, or an upcoming release, that Yuzo Koshiro is involved in. Yuzo Koshiro, the awesome guy. I love his soundtrack for the Streets of Rage games, especially Streets of Rage 2, but he also did Revenge of Shinobi on the Sega Mega Drive, as well as Sonic on like the Game Gear, and they were involved in the soundtrack for Shenmue as well. But this guy is a legend, and this really does look amazing. I can't wait for this. And I did a separate video on this saying that this is going to be game of the year, and I stand by that decision. I don't care what comes out, what new game it is. I'm an old guy. Yes, I do like some new games, but I end up just playing old games more and more than anything else. The website, I love the look of it. It looks fantastic. I'll leave a link to this website in the description, but I'd like to ask all of you guys a favor. If you guys do have a Steam account, head over to the Steam page and just wishlist it. Even if you're not going to buy it later, the way Steam works, the more people wishlist something, the more it brings it to the forefront. And I want like games that are Mega Drive games to get noticed, so more people are motivated to bring new games to old systems. What I'm really hoping as well is when you buy the Steam version, you get a ROM. I hope it's running in like a really good emulator package, and that way that ROM we can play on our MiSTer, our Analogue Pocket, and if you've got original hardware, hopefully via a flash card. But either way, Earthion just looks wicked, and I cannot wait for this to get released. It's getting released in 2025. And a month hasn't been confirmed yet, but guys, look at it. It just looks superb. And just a reminder again, guys, wishlist it. You can see that I have. Calling out the Killer Instinct fans, in particular the arcade game, and I think this supports Killer Instinct 1 and 2. There's an excellent new emulator out for it. In order to get access to it, you will need to be a patron supporter of Rich Whitehouse. If you're unfamiliar with Rich Whitehouse, they are the developer that brought out the excellent emulator known as Big P Emu, which was the Atari Jaguar and the Jaguar CD emulator. In fact, that emulator actually performs better than original hardware. It's got some crazy online modes, including like a 64-player version of online version of Alien vs Predator. But over here, this is from earlier in the week, so the beta release of BigInstinct, like the name, is coming next week. I've made a video demonstrating some of the features, including silky smooth net play with up to 16 frames rollback, and oh yes, brand new stereo sound. Grab your headphones for this clip. So yeah, I'll try and leave links to these in the description. I usually do. Check it out. But here you go. It's actually out now, and he's showing some screenshots, and I think that's Mega Bezels that's running there. That looks very, very familiar. But again, really, really good. And just want to show you this one over here from Saber SRK. Saber SRK, guy is a legend, man. If you're unfamiliar, I kind of knew him from like the SRK scene, but in particular, man, when Street Fighter 4 came out, this guy come out with Sakura, and he mashed everyone up with Sakura. So it's nice to see him pulling out combos here on Killer Instinct on Rich's emulator. So absolutely awesome. If you are into Killer Instinct, then yeah, maybe you want to head over to Rich's Patreon and sign up, and yeah, get yourself access to this and enjoy it. Enjoy playing Killer Instinct online with friends. I feel like 2025 is the year of recompilations. We definitely got some in 2024, and it's fantastic. Yeah, amazing stuff. So this tweet here from Vinicius Mederios, hopefully I got that right. Dinosaur Planet just got a recompiled PC version, still in early stages, but it already features modding support, widescreen and high resolutions. It doesn't have high frame rate support yet, but performance is much better than on the Nintendo 64. Really, really cool. So Dinosaur Planet was, I think it was a cancelled game from Rare. I remember kind of testing it out on the N64, on the MiSTer FPGA, but honestly, it just looks really amazing getting this stuff. Like, the recompiles are my favorite way to play N64 games, better than on original hardware. For example, like Perfect Dark, love it. The Zelda games, yeah, they're really good as well. But most recently, Star Fox. Wowee, Star Fox 64. If you haven't played that, amazing. So it's nice to see all these other games getting recompiled. I know there's some more in the works. The next one I'm really looking forward to is actually GoldenEye, man. A recompilation of GoldenEye will be banging. And, you know, moving away from N64, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, there's been a recomp of that happening for some time. Can't wait for that to get a recomp as well. Really, really interesting. I like it when you guys correct me. I call this project the Wuxi because it's spelled W-U-X-I, but one of you guys in the comments said it's called Woozy. So I'm going to call it Woozy, but now I've heard it both ways. Please feel free to correct me, especially when I butcher names. I like it, and hopefully I learn from it at least once you tell me 10 times. So Helden Silver over here has said, I copied the repository and translated it to English for anyone who wants to build one. I am also looking to make 50 sets of these, including the cables, and plan to sell them around $40. If anyone is interested, leave a comment here. I'll leave a link to this. If you're interested, definitely let Helden know. But having a look at this, it just looks awesome. So this is the Woozy. Woozy. So what is the Woozy? The Woozy is it's a switcher. It switches. So if you've got an ODE modded Sega Saturn, well, now you can switch between the optical drive emulator and just the normal optical drive. It sounds really, really good for anyone that has original hardware, because I know many of you guys like using an ODE, but hey, this gives you access now back to use your normal Sega Saturn games. And a big shout out to obviously TZMWX for making the Woozy and making it available, and Helden Silver for the translation, because not all of us can read Chinese. So guys, that about wraps it up for this week. I really hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you did, then a subscription and a like is always super duper appreciated. Be freaking awesome to one another. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.